we can do. Alright. Hey everyone. I am going, as you can see from the shirt, Po-tay-toes. I am going to be making potato soup. For those that don't know how to make potato soup, I'm going to show you a really easy way to make potato soup. I had a potato peeler. There it is. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to grab a container to put the potato peels in. So, let me see. Grab a plastic bowl. Anywho.
What's up?
I was hearing a word sound.
Oh, I was like,
High pitched.
this?
Yeah, that.
That's me tuning my headset.
Okay. I am live.
Ah,
I'm live.
yeah, that's just me tuning my headset.
I was like, there is a high pitched noise coming from somewhere. The frequency is messing with me.
Sorry.
It's fine. I was like, what is that? Why is there like a dog whistle somewhere? Okay. So, keep hydrated during. Okay, so right now, let's try to try to focus, which I can't do. I know I invited some people to stream, and I don't know if they're going to show up, but let's just have some fun with this. Okay? Cool. Now, trying to figure out how to... Sorry, my brain's a bit scattered today. Being very distracted very easily. I have not ate lunch, so I am making potato soup, which potatoes are generally a healthy food. So let's try to stream and try to take care of things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna need to boil some potatoes. So what I've got is a pretty big pot. This is really big. It's a stainless steel. You could do this in a crock pot if you wanted to take the easy way, but we're going to be doing this on a stove. So I look very small compared to this. This is not that big. This is like say about maybe 10 inches diameter. So it's not terribly big. It's still slightly scorched. They say stainless steel, but apparently when making tamales, I stained stainless steel. So yeah, apparently when you burn water, you stain things. Let's go get some water in this. So we're gonna need about maybe 8 cups of water to start the boiling. Some music while I'm doing this, but we'll figure that one out. I can try to do some music, but I don't know how well that's gonna go over Twitch. Oh, Daddy, Twitch not gonna like that. cups of water. Yeah, I think 12 cups of water should be enough to boil stuff. Should be. Hello. I don't know who is in the audience right now, but hi. I kind of want music, and this bugging me because I really want music while I'm doing this. Do I have YouTube? I do on this one. Let's see if we can get some search. So we'll try to get some music going. Advertisements. Skit. Thank you. I think that should be good on that. So, got some music going. We're gonna try to do this. I gotta get my brain to focus. So, try and lower the volume on that real quick. So, what you're gonna need first, you're gonna have some washed potatoes. You're gonna do 5. Apparently, I can't hold 5 potatoes in my hand. I've got small hands, okay? I can hold 1 russet potato. I'm trying to like balancing act this. So, I've got small hands. You're gonna need 5 russet potatoes. Decent sized russet potatoes, preferably. And we're just gonna peel those. You can leave the skins on if you want to, but personally, I'm not doing the skins. I might save the skins for like baked potato skins, but what you're gonna do is make sure you peel potatoes. All that water you just added to the pot, we're also gonna add some salt to that water here in a bit. I don't know if we have a person lurking in the chat. But we're gonna do some cooking. Try to anyways. If at first you don't succeed, try a different recipe. Or try tweaking the recipe you're using. I'm currently not using a recipe because I have done this a lot of times. I like making soup, so you're going to want to add salt to the water. Just a decent amount that you think would be reasonable. Doesn't have to be a lot. You're also going to want minced or diced onions for this. So, sorry, I got like some dust in my throat. You're gonna want to do some onions. I keep the chopped onions that I do in jars because it preserves them longer in the fridge. You can keep them in a jar, make sure it's sealed pretty tight, and they'll keep for a few weeks, maybe a month if you're lucky. But keeping them in a jar causes it to get more out of the onion if you need it to last longer, and you've chopped up a really decent sized onion. So you are going to need chopped onion. You can use green onion, but it's up to the person that wants to use whatever onion they're using. Okay, let me see what I got here. Got minced onion, but no. Let me make sure we've got... Hey, bro, you decided to show up to the stream. Hello, hello. How you doing? I'm using the phone you gave me to play YouTube music at the moment. Oh shoot! I just realized I need to connect that to the Wi-Fi. Or I'll be using data and stuff, which is not great. My bad. I realized I haven't tested out my SIM card on it yet because right now I'm using the SIM card that I have on my phone that is doing Twitch. So right now the questions about the phone are not going to be able to be answered. Sorry. But connected to the Wi-Fi. There we go. So I won't be able to answer too many questions about that, but you're gonna want a decent sized potatoes, decent sized onion, and whenever cutting a potato, keep your fingers curled so that the knife blade does not end up going through your fingers. So keep your fingers curled like a cat paw if necessary. You're gonna slice through them. Hey, I like the shirt says, taters, Po-tay-toes, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. You know. I'd make every hobbit out there happy with this. Speaking of hobbits, I'm actually the height of the tallest hobbit there is, so canonically, yeah, I would be a hobbit, except for the fact that I shave my feet, so. Most hobbits have really hairy feet. That's just a quirky little thing that hobbits have, is the really, really hairy feet. We prefer the raw and juicy. No, Smeagol, no raw and juicy potatoes here. We're gonna do cooked potatoes, but we're gonna want to try to make sure that the potatoes get nice and diced up for this. And we're gonna make sure these potatoes get cooked all the way through. Po-tay-toes, what is taters? You know, po-tay-toes. I still need to figure out what I'm cooking on my birthday. Well, I still need to figure out what I'm sending you on your birthday. I sent you money for your birthday stuff, but I don't feel like that's enough for you. It was all I could do at the moment. I'd say what you should do is either make potato soup, or you could go and make melt in your mouth potatoes, or you could cook a baked chicken. Like bake a chicken, do a side of some new potatoes with some peas and carrots. Get all fancy. I got myself a PS2, a PSVR2 for my exposure therapy. Fair enough. So we're gonna do with these potatoes. I want to try and do more cooking streams because I like cooking, but it just takes a while. I could be wearing an apron right now, but the shirt kind of says potatoes on it, and I'm fine with getting the shirt messy, so that's fine. Oh, fun fact, if you get potatoes on black, it leaves lots of white because the residue from the potato starch will leave white on any darker color you have going on. So if you have darker colors on and you're messing with potatoes and you get potato on you, it'll leave white starch on your shirt or whatever you're wearing. Fun thing about potatoes. Onions will sometimes do the same thing. It's the starch content. Sometimes it's starch. Sometimes it's just like the membranes and stuff inside. But you can also take the potato skins that you're peeling and you can make them into baked seasoned potato skins, kind of like chips. Well, in America it'd be chips. In, I believe the UK, it'd be like Walkers and skins. In the US we'd call it chips, but like other places it'd be other stuff. So you can save the skin or you can throw them away depending on your preference. I'm probably gonna end up frying them into potato chips just to make use of them. Maybe do like kind of the Cajun spiced potato chip. maybe. It's tempting, but also I might not be able to eat it if I do that, and I'd probably have to leave the room if there was a bunch of cayenne. I might be doing risky things, but just always peel away from yourself, always cut away from yourself, never cut towards yourself or never peel towards yourself. You could potentially injure yourself. So making sure you take safety into consideration whenever you're doing cutting or peeling. Do not ever cut or peel towards yourself. Always cut and peel away from yourself. It's a safety thing. So there you go. Okay. We're gonna go ahead, keep your fingers curled, slice through. Got some nice juicy potatoes. Slice through. One. You want to make sure you can get these as cubed as possible. If you want to go smaller, smaller is fine. But just bite-sized pieces for potato helps it cook faster. If you mince it up too fine, you'll end up just having mashed potatoes. And I don't think you want mashed potato soup. I mean, some people, that might be their preference if you can't handle certain textures, but I don't think I want mashed potato soup. But yeah. And luckily, I don't remember, I think I think lo-fi music is fine for us to play on Twitch now. I think they approved that, but just in case, I'm going to turn off the music because I don't know. I feel like Twitch has been very weird lately. Besides like getting a bunch of influx of followers lately, and then my my stream telling me, oh, you don't actually have those followers. They did follow you on your Streamlabs, however, they're not actually in your follower count. What? Because Twitch has been being weird. Just a tiny bit. But you want to make sure you get these into decent sized pieces. And we're going to go ahead, take those potatoes, put them in with the other potatoes, and you're going to have a good 5 decent sized, because the thing with making a lot of soup, if you end up making a lot of soup, you can store it in the fridge for like a couple weeks maybe, if there's not a lot of milk in it. If there's milk in it, you maybe have a week, week and a half tops that you can store it. But if you're feeling like doing one meal, same meal every single day for like a week, and you don't feel like cooking, the soup is generally a good route to go, especially if you're like, I don't feel like cooking and I want lunch, but I don't want to cook lunch. Well, I can just heat up some soup in the microwave. You want to take into account, like, you might have depression issues, anxiety issues. You might have like ADHD paralysis and not feel like cooking, but you want to cook, but you can't get yourself to cook. So prepping soup or potato soup, stuff that's generally hearty for a meal, covers your nutrition, covers if you're not feeling up to cooking, and it covers if you're having a bad mental health day and you just need something quick and easy and don't want to go through the work of cooking that day. Then you can just eat soup. Easy meal. Personally, I think it's helpful for people sometimes to meal prep if you have the spoons to meal prep. Because not everyone has the energy to cook every day. I did one cooking stream last week, and I'm doing one cooking stream this week. So we're doing potato soup because I haven't done lunch yet, and just this is what I need to get myself to cook so I can have easy meals. I also need to check and see if the ham I have is still good. If you can have pork, if you're allowed to eat pork, if you like pork or don't have like an the A1 Galfa gene, which doesn't allow you to eat red meat. pork is a red meat. In some cultures and some religions, there is a restriction against eating pork. Personally, I like a little ham in my potato soup, so if you can't have ham, that's understandable. You don't have to put ham in your potato soup. But if you like ham, go full ham on that. I don't know. Let me try to figure out if the ham is still good, because sometimes I don't pay attention to things in the fridge. And sometimes forget that we have options. This is still good. This is still good. It's still good. I just need to use that as soon as possible. So, for the ham part for myself, I'm going to use diced ham. You can cut up your own ham. You can do whatever ham you feel like doing if you do ham. But store-bought is fine. And if you don't want to go through the process of dicing your own ham, store-bought is fine. Perfectly fine. Whatever you feel up to doing, do that. Whatever makes this easier on you, do that. Sometimes it's cheaper and a cheaper option to just cut up the ham yourself, but it does take a bit of time. I am not wanting to spend too terribly long on showing you how to make soup, so we're doing this as easily and quickly as possible. Well, as plausible for this anyways. So yeah, you can cook potato soup. We got some potatoes. And this is gonna be fun. Sorta. But you could always do baked mac and cheese for your birthday. Maybe try crushing up Cheetos, like the Flamin' Hot Cheetos on the mac and cheese. Make a Cajun mac and cheese. I have a recipe for Cajun mac if you want. Throw in some chicken. Throw in some Polish sausage or something. Maybe some fried potatoes. Throw them in the mac and cheese. That sounds incredibly unhealthy. Oh yes, fried potatoes. Toss them in the mac and cheese. I mean, you do you, but I'm not gonna try it. It's a little bit high on the cholesterol for me. Oh no, I dropped a potato. I dropped a potato. I am a potato. Anyways, trying to do cooking food. Okay, I'm probably gonna move this closer. That's dangerous. Yes, having this right next to the phone that I just got. That's totally. I'll put that somewhere safer. Puts it up on a ledge. Yeah. I feel like people should enjoy cooking. Like, find the fun in cooking and just have fun. Unless you are catering for a giant event and it's like a professional setting and you're just cooking in your kitchen, have fun with it. I'm cooking in my kitchen, not a professional setting. So, disclaimer, this is not a restaurant. I am not a restaurant chef. However, I did train to be a chef. This is my own kitchen. So, anyways, just have fun with cooking. And do take into consideration safety protocol when you're cooking. Yes, that's fine. But also, don't be too hard on yourself when you're cooking. Just have fun with it. Have fun and be safe is basically what I would tell you to do. Have fun and be safe. And if someone's criticizing your cooking and you're not too experienced at cooking, Just let them know, hey, I'm not a professional, so don't expect professional work out of me. I am not your 5-star Dine and Denny's restaurant, okay? I'm not a 4-star review catering service. I'm not some famous chef in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm just an at-home cook who had training in this kind of stuff, but I like to share that training with other people so that they can learn how to cook as well. Just have fun, be safe, don't create too much chaos for yourself. And try not to burn the kitchen down. Speaking from experience, try not to burn the kitchen down. Because as fun as fire can be sometimes, it's best you don't have to do that. Why is steak so expensive? Because it's expensive, dude. You could do an alternative. If you wanted to do like a ground steak kind of thing, you could try doing ground pork tacos. You do like a ground pork, which is like 5 something, and season it with taco seasoning. You could even make ground pork nachos. But ground pork has the same consistency as ground beef or ground turkey. And ground pork generally is kind of tasty to do for tacos. But you could alternatively also do vegan tacos. If you don't know what vegan tacos are, well, you could either do like a spinach wrap where it's like a tortilla made from spinach, or you could do a literally just a leaf of lettuce being the wrap. But the taco meat for a vegan taco would probably either be like that Morningstar brand kind of vegan chicken. You could use vegan chicken or vegan tofu. You could use like vegan plant-based alternatives for the taco meat. You could also just do like tofu and mushrooms. It can be whatever you need to use for vegan or vegetarian when it comes to like finding an alternative for vegan or vegetarian food. You can, there's usually always a vegan or vegetarian alternative. Not everything has to be super expensive. Not everything has to be made out of meat. There are some people that do prefer their meat and prefer to be carnivores. I almost put that in the wrong thing. That's fine. But it's also okay to make vegetarian or vegan stuff. You can also take apples and make apple chips. Homemade apple chips, like baked apples and stuff. Which we have a bunch of green Granny Smith apples. I should probably bake those into a pie. I could make an apple pie. I won't eat it though. Make like a Dutch apple pie. Are you leaving? No? Okay. Ah. You also don't have to do steak for your birthday. Maybe something you want to do, but look for cheaper things as well. Do what is affordable and what saves you money. Do not put yourself in debt. You shouldn't put yourself in debt to cook a good meal. If you can get stuff from like food banks, you get stuff that you can afford, or even if you can't afford much and you have to use those resources, that's perfectly fine. Food is food, and wherever you're getting food shouldn't be the most important. You don't have to go to some, oh, Trader Joe's is where I got all this expensive stuff. Good for you. You went to Trader Joe's. Cool. Oh, I went to Target and got mine. Cool. You went to Target and got groceries. I went to Walmart to get my groceries because I got them sales. Okay, cool. You went to Walmart. I went to Dollar Tree because everything's like affordable for me. Cool. You went to Dollar Tree. That's fine. You can get some pretty decent things at Dollar Tree. Like, I got this Nutella that is, it's called Nuttastic. It is a hazelnut chocolate spread. And I used it to make some homemade chocolate chip strawberry pancakes with Nutella in between and a homemade whipped cream on top. Those were some fire pancakes. I haven't been able to enjoy food like that in a really long time, and those pancakes were just highlight of my day. And granted, it was raw strawberries and I paid for it later. Rest in peace. My intestines were just like, peace. But worth it. Raw fruit is generally not the greatest on my stomach, but raw fruit is so tasty. Why does something that is like good for you but not good for your body, when your body can't handle it, why does it have to taste so good? Like, why do the things that hurt you have to taste good? It's kind of like whenever I decide I want to eat eggs, I'm actually not supposed to eat eggs as much as I think I can. I kind of suffer, and I should probably end up not eating them or taking allergy meds with them or before I eat them. However, if you do have allergies that are quite severe, don't risk your allergies. I at least know how to handle mine for the time being, but generally speaking, I'm not supposed to eat eggs by themselves because I have slight breathing issues. But the same can be said with citrus fruit like lemons, limes, oranges. They'll cause issues for me. Or if I decide, oh, I want to eat seafood because shrimp is so good. Or prawns, or if I want to eat salmon, or if I want to eat tuna, or any kind of fish. There's something about it where, yes, it does taste good. Or if I want to eat sushi, there's something about it where, yes, it tastes good. However, my body decides, how was that seafood you just put in us? Yeah, it was quite tasty. Why? Ah, I see. Did you have crab too? Shellfish. What's wrong with shellfish? I see. How's that breathing working out for you? It's fine. Really. Feeling a little nauseous there? Feeling a little sick? It's worth it. Worth it. It's really worth it for me. Is it? Because I don't think you like the suffering. I don't like the suffering, but if it's bad for me, why does it have to taste good? Like, I understand. Sometimes there are times you should not eat certain things, but if it's bad for me and I'm slightly allergic to it, why does that thing I'm allergic to have to taste good? Like kind of like with dairy. And yes, there is going to be dairy in here. There are also vegan alternatives and vegetarian and lactose friendly options for dairy products. So if you aren't aware and you're not able to have lactose or milk or dairy or cheese or ice cream or sour cream or any dairy byproduct, and you are going to need alternatives or lactose-free things, please try to use lactose-free or alternatives, plant-based alternatives to dairy if you can. That way you can still enjoy the same food, but without the risk for your body. Just a general rule of thumb, if you can't have lactose, try dairy-free, plant-based, or lactose-free options. They are out there. They might cost a little bit more, but your health is important. Your allergies are important. What your body can and can't tolerate is important. And making sure you're aware of how your body reacts to certain things is also important. Like for me, do I know there's going to be dairy in here and lactose and stuff related to lactose and dairy? Yes. Am I going to suffer for it later? Yes, I will, unfortunately. But I'm a glutton for punishment sometimes, so I will enjoy the dairy while I can. It'll be enjoyable for the moment, and then later I will be like, why did you do this to us? To enjoy food? Why tasty food gotta hurt? Tasty food gonna hurt sometimes. Like the people who eat like lobster and stuff. And they know that the live lobster is gonna pinch them. And yet they still want to eat the lobster. But they know it's gonna pinch them if they mess with it. Same thing with live crab. I will never cook another live crab again. That was just... It still haunts me. It still haunts me. I will never, ever do that again. I'm sorry, but my stepdad did. My brain's still tortured. Slight trigger warning on that topic. Just, sometimes when you are training for chef things, depending on your level and expertise of what you're dealing with, sometimes you have to go get stuff from the market pretty fresh. And sometimes that means live seafood. There's a reason why I don't like messing with a lot of meats whenever I'm cooking. Cue the Vietnam War flashbacks at this point. But yeah, I will never be able to live that down. Sometimes we all do things that we regret or we have to relive every day. Sometimes we do things that we can't get out of our head. And I could have sworn that crab's ghost was gonna haunt me forever. I still think it does. I can't touch like a live crab like that anymore. Like, I get it. My stepdad was like, "Oh, you're the chef. You know how to cook. So, cook me crab." Nope. Never again. Never again am I doing that. Scaring myself forever. Gonna try not to be traumatized. But yeah. I don't even know if my brother's still there. I don't know if he is. Anyways, sometimes we all do things we're not proud of. And sometimes we all make mistakes. Sometimes we do things that we really wish we hadn't. But best thing to do is grow from that, learn from that, do better next time. You can't always fix the past, but you can learn from it. Okay, should have a decent amount of potatoes in here. Decent amount. We're gonna drain the water a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Tiny bit of draining. Okay. So now we've got all these potatoes in here. Potatoes. Eaters. We're gonna go ahead and start that there. And try to bring that to a boil. You're gonna want to get your potatoes, as diced up as they are, to a boil. And while those are going, we're gonna take all these potato skins, which I could fry these or I could just toss them. It's a lot of waste though. If I just like fry these, I wonder if I could just fry these on an air fryer thing. Maybe. Hold on, I think I can. We're gonna also experiment with this apparently. I can either do the air fried potato chips or I could, well, potato skins, or I could start work on a baked apple pie. So here's the choices we have. We could do, let me get over to the counter. We could do a baked apple pie, or we could do the air fried potato skins. What do people want to do today? What do I have spoons to do today? Anyways, making sure surface is kept clean, but could fry these up. I think I might do that. I don't know if I've got the spoons to make an apple pie right now, but I will, however, take the skins and put them in an air fryer basket. I'm gonna hold this over here, get those all on there, make sure we spread those out, spread those out, spread those out, got all that. And we're gonna try and spray those a bit with some oil or butter spray over the sink because you don't want to get those all over everything. We're gonna experiment. Gonna experiment. Alright. Now we need a bit of seasoning, so we're gonna take some Himalayan salt on this one. Hopefully this is okay. Himalayan salt. You want to get these salted, but not too salted. But you also want a little bit of seasoning for when you're cooking this. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of garlic powder should be fine. Cracked black pepper. Okay. A little bit of garlic powder. Okay. So you got the black pepper, Himalayan salt, garlic powder. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take all this, as much as that looks like kind of greasy. We got a couple trays underneath here, so take these. It's already on air fry. About 375 for about 25 minutes, maybe. We'll check in periodically on that. So we've got those going, and we're gonna see how that goes. Oh man. So now that we've accomplished that, you got cream cheese. Okay, so as potatoes are going, potato skins are in the air fryer because we're going to make use of all the potato, and we're going to do cream cheese, cream of chicken soup, because you could use mushroom, but people in the house don't apparently like that. They prefer cream of chicken. So cream of chicken, cream cheese, onions, butter, chicken broth, heavy whipping cream, minced garlic. If you want to go the easy route, container of minced garlic. This is totally not enough garlic for what I use it for in 3 months. But may do some sour cream as well. This is a very creamy, rich soup, and if you have lactose issues, this is why I advise against like trying this and finding a alternative if you have lactose intolerance issues. If you have dairy issues, alternatives and things you're not allergic to would be preferable. This is going to the sink. I will do the dishes temporarily, eventually. So, got all these, but also we're going to need to take the tab off of this. You're also going to need the spices that you're going to need for this, because guess what? As much as you think that just salt and pepper will cut it, please actually use seasoning. Salt and pepper are seasoning, but they're, how do I put this without being offensive? They're not seasoning. You can't just have salt and pepper on something and call it seasoned. It doesn't work like that. I'm sorry if, like, Karen from down the street told you just salt and pepper was spicy enough. You want spicy? Try serranos, habaneros, things that have capsaicin. If you can't have capsaicin, well then I guess salt and pepper is your friend. But personally, I'm not supposed to have capsaicin either. Not a lot of it anyways. But you got your salt and pepper. So we're going to use Himalayan pink salt and black pepper for the salt and pepper portion. However, there are other things that go in this. You've got garlic powder. You've got onion powder. Garlic powder, onion powder. I know we got onions and garlic already in this, but a little extra garlic and onion never hurt anyone. It's actually kind of beneficial for you, technically. Got that. And then pretty sure I could do some, let's see, that's parsley, which parsley's fine. Basil, a little bit of basil and parsley, why not? And maybe a little bit of bay leaf. Bay leaf, not Bailey's, okay? Because Bailey's Irish cream is not a creamer. If you are putting Bailey's Irish cream in your coffee and you're over the age of 21, Bailey's Irish cream is not a creamer. It is straight up alcohol. Do not participate in the adult spicy beverages if you are not of age and if you value being able to drive. So, yeah. What am I talking about? I don't drive. But I don't drink either. Yeah. So, you got those. And you also need shredded cheddar. This is why I said find alternatives and lactose friendly things. As long as I don't catch anything on fire, I think we're good. Please try to be prepared for things you may or may not be able to control. Be prepared for things outside your control. Yes, that is what we need to do. We got those. And we're gonna grab some shredded cheddar. Shredded cheddar for later. Shredded cheddar for later. Like a shredded cheddar gonna make your day a little better. Gotta do the things. Gotta do the things. Gotta do the things. All the things that we could do. Do 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 do. Alright, so that needs to boil a little faster. I don't like waiting on this stuff. Anyways, while we are waiting, how's your day going? Tell me a bit about how your day is going. And what is one thing that could be better or could happen that would make your day better? Or one thing that you can change personally that would make your day better even 1%. Cooking and therapy. Cooking therapy. Oh my gosh. Cooking and therapy. Why is that steaming like that? Is it just a potato skin? I don't know. But, anyways. I'm just over here like we're playing a waiting game. Oh, I could have took that rice I made and made taco rice. Because we got that taco meat that still hasn't been used. Maybe I should have stuck to making taco rice instead of making potato soup. I don't know, I just really want a soup. I still need to make the taco rice sometime. Maybe another stream. But right now we're just working with potatoes. Something simple, something easy. Kind of. Unless you're prone to burning potatoes, which I don't potato? How do you burn a potato? Did you just stick it on like a roasting spit and just hover it over the fire until it caught fire and said, that's a crispy potato? Like, how do you catch a potato on fire? Like, I don't know how you would catch a potato on fire, but like, I haven't even caught a potato on fire, and I've caught an air fryer on fire. Like, not intentionally, but like, I just kind of wanted to make a really juicy grilled cheese for someone, and I wanted to add bacon to it, but the bacon still had grease dropping off of it, so technically, yeah, don't put fresh bacon that has a lot of grease, and if you fried the grilled cheese in grease, do not put it in the air fryer. It's not a good idea. Ill advised, do not do. 0 stars. Do not recommend. Please do not continue to stage this, okay? Ow. My body is now crackling and popping like a Rice Krispie treat. So I guess we've got that open and that open. We're gonna take another look at these. And go ahead and pull those just a bit. Kind of shake those up. Got that there. Make sure that those are just taken care of. Okay, so this isn't boiled yet, not yet. You're gonna want a spoon. We're gonna use a ladle. Just stir the potatoes around a little bit to get them evenly distributed. And we've got a nice little spoon holder here because apparently I have no class. I have 0 class. Don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not some executive fancy pants. I'm just me. And I've got tons of anxiety. Anyways, you got a little small plate here. Got the cream cheese. So while all that's still cooking, we're going to go ahead and cut up some cream cheese. You are going to need this whole block. If you don't know, it's an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. You can use Nufacel. I can't pronounce that one. The Nufacel cheese thing. You could also use an alternative, but yeah. Well, just gonna get this over here, and hopefully I can do this. I hate that they make these like childproof, and I'm not even a child. Got it! Haha. Not so smart, are ya? Smarter than the package. Be smarter than the package. I got this. I can be smarter than the package. Maybe. Maybe. Sometimes those packages have labels on them and they got instructions on them that make you think maybe the package might be smarter than I am. Jeez. I may have a high IQ, but this package is starting to be a challenge. Alright. This may not be the best way to do this, but if you wanted to, you could, however, cut this just a bit and kind of get that out of the way. This is going to be a bit chunky apparently, but you want to make sure you've got this nice and distributed. Get that kind of there. Okay, this is a disgusting texture. It's not a good texture for me. I don't like it. I don't like the texture. Stop. Ooh. That is. I don't like that. Make it stop. Make the texture go away. It's better when it's melted. Better when it's melted. Okay. So that's steaming a bit, which is fine. Cream cheese open and cut up. You've got cream of chicken soup. cream and chicken. Why did they give us this one if I specifically said to do the Great Value? Might do one more. One more can. But we're gonna try and have a little bit of fun with this. And just stay safe, have fun, enjoy the food you make. Still not cooked yet. Getting there, but not quite yet. It is getting along pretty well though. I'm not good at English. English was not my first language, so don't come at me on that one. English was, as you can see, these are crisping up. But English was not my first language. And I think a lot of people, as pale as I appear, English was not my first language. My first language is actually sign language. And then I learned English and Spanish at the same time. So, yeah. English was not my first language. I'm just over here waiting on things, stemming a little, hoping that things cook faster. It is like about 7 o'clock at night. I didn't do lunch, so I felt like I should make lunch, but I didn't realize how long this actually takes. So I'm just like, yeah, that's a late lunch. But it's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Ultra. Do. Trying to do the things. Trying to be okay. Trying to be okay. Why do I keep touching that? It's not a good texture. Sorry, I do a bit of vocal stems from time to time. Anyways. Weird goat noises. Let me try to see if this is getting close to being done. Maybe. I think I've got it in there for the right time. Maybe. I feel like I should season it just a bit more. We're waiting for things to do. Because it'll be a lot quicker once this is boiled a bit. It just takes so long for pots to boil. I need to see if any of these are like tender enough. I don't feel like they will be. I don't feel like these are going to be tender. Make sure your surfaces are clean before you do this. Nope. 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 Oh, it's gonna go quite a bit longer than that one. So that's gonna be a no on that one. Needs to boil for a while apparently. It hasn't even boiled yet. Spoon, rest. We're waiting. The waiting game. The waiting game. It's me. Oh my goodness. Butterflies and rainbows. I do declare. I'm sorry. I get distracted. So I'm just over here like, I declare Mr. Beauregard. I'm sorry. I'm very easily entertained and easily distracted. I mostly brought that in case the kitchen got too hot. But yeah. I like cooking. And I am not good at waiting. I get bored so easily. It's like there's no entertainment whatsoever. I've got to entertain myself. Entertain myself as much as I can. That's not good, but it will be soon. Oh, we're almost done. Let's get that last 10 minutes going on that. One more time. I am so tired of all this stuff. Gonna do some cooking. If you weren't aware, I am a streamer that has ADHD. If you don't know what ADHD is, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Some would just call it crazy. But no, I am easily distracted and easily bored, and my brain goes from subject to subject really, really quickly because I don't know. It just does. I just want to be mentally stable. Yay. Anyway, let's have a little fun with the cooking we're doing and try to be safe. I don't know. I don't know, this is just a comfortable position to hold my hands at. Some people may call it T-Rex arms because it's like this, and sometimes it's just a stereotypical trait for neurodivergency, which it's just a comfy position. What do you want from me? It's a T-Rex arm club. Come on. Okay, so not that. Checking that. Yeah, a bit more longer on that. Why do I get bored so easily? Cooking is supposed to be fun. The only thing that's not fun is the waiting process. But at least I'm not doing what my culinary instructor taught us. Because technically, during culinary arts, if you have time to lean or time to just sit there and go, oh, got nothing to do, I'm gonna twiddle my thumbs in my pocket. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. And I'm just like, I've already cleaned. Things are already clean. What do you want from me? Would you expect 5-star restaurant quality from a kitchen? I'm sorry, Your Highness, but we don't work like that. Your Majesty, I am sorry that you cannot have your 5-star quality meal. Dang. Anyways. Passing time while waiting on this. We're doing this like live and trying to do stuff. Waiting is exhausting. Especially when you haven't got much sleep or whenever you are kind of hangry, kind of hungry. It's exhausting to just wait around on food to cook. But I do it because I have to keep an eye on the food. So not yet. It's getting there. Maybe a little bit crispier. I need crispier. Need to be crispy, crispy, crispy. Okay. I'm gonna just toss that. One more time. And the recycle it goes. Technically, I could be washing the dishes that I've dirtied. Could be. I haven't even ran the dishwasher yet. Actually, that's a good idea. Okay. We'll just kind of go ahead and run these. Take care of these. Go ahead. Kind of make sure they're all in reason. Take a little detour on this one. Go ahead and put it there. Okay, I'll say it's tomorrow. Oh no! You didn't tell me I'm chaotic? Who's gonna tell me I'm chaotic? When was this news going to be published to me? I'm chaotic? When was this news published? I am not chaotic. That's just how life is. I'm in denial of being made chaotic. That's okay. Life's a little chaotic sometimes. Sometimes one knows. Alright, got that. Why is that so greasy? Oh yeah, because we get the hamburger in that. Why is that white stuff? Yeah. That water's kind of hot. This is fine. Everything's fine. I just need a... Ooh, my stuff. Yeah, that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain and chaos. Heavy, high, sanitize, and then dry. Start. Okay, there's fish to clean. I think I got too big of a butt for this cut. I didn't say anything. Edit it out. Totally got no reasonable, normal size things. Washing stuff, putting stuff up. We're all a little chaotic sometimes. Dishwasher started. Got all that. Go ahead and test the potatoes a bit. Boiling on about 20 minutes. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Why is that a thing? Okay, cool. There we go. There. That's all good. Go ahead and place this somewhere out of the vicinity. Okay. We're going to go ahead and check this. Yes. And now, this thing we got going. We'll go ahead and season this with some garlic parmesan. Garlic parmesan potato skins. Tasty. Where the seasoning is. No, I dropped one. Not bad. A bit salty, but not bad. I made good use of those potato skins. Maybe I put these on a plate. If someone else let me use the air fryer. Welcome back. Still streaming. What?
Nice.
Yeah, just getting some air fried potato skins that have been seasoned out of the.
Ooh, yummy.
Because I wanted to make use of the potatoes. Didn't want to waste potato skins. So I've got some seasoned potato skins. Alright. Who is in the audience? Who has settings? Hello, Guts. Long time no see. Making potato soup. I just finished seasoning the potato skins. Get them nice and crispy because I didn't want to waste the potato. Didn't want to waste a potato. So I made some fried seasoned potato skins. Busy life. Yeah. I am working on potato soup, but I didn't want to waste the potato skins from the potatoes, so I fried them, seasoned them, turned them into chips, or baked potato skins. somewhere. They are pretty tasty. But I didn't want to waste any of the potato, so I made some just fried potato skins. So we've got the diced potatoes that are boiling right now. We go ahead and empty out a little bit of that water. Just a bit of that water. Because you still want to have like butter and stuff in this. It's a bit steamy. Tiny bit steamy. I haven't tried fried potato skins homemade yet. So, one thing about food and prepping food and stuff, I've been trying to do more cooking streams on Twitch. I thought about doing cooking streams on other places, but just haven't worked up the courage yet. I realize that dishwasher is going to make a lot of noise. So I'm going to delay that real quick. I have to delay that. But sometimes with foods, I like to make use of all of it. It's just a habit, sometimes cultural thing, with a lot of ways that I was raised. You don't want to waste food or food product or the things you are working with. So say you have a whole rotisserie chicken that you're working with and you've just got all the meat off the bones. You can boil the bones and make bone broth or even chicken broth with them. You can go ahead and take like the entrails and stuff and make like gravies. You can make things for Thanksgiving. You can take different things and make use of them. I like to make use of everything I can. You can also take things and store them. So like for this potato soup, which I need to add stuff to it, but with onions, if you've cut up an onion or diced an onion and you don't need a whole onion, you can dice it up, put it in a jar. I reuse some of the jars that we have that we get stuff in and clean the jars out, reuse them as storage for like vegetables and stuff. Storing diced onions in a jar will actually help them last a bit longer in the fridge rather than a onion going bad over like a couple days being left in the fridge. Dice it up, put it in a jar, and it'll last up to 3 weeks, maybe a month if you're lucky. But this has been in the fridge for about a week now and it's still good. It's still fresh. And it still smells fresh, which you do want to make sure things still smell fresh. Doesn't matter what you're storing them in, always make sure your ingredients still smell fresh or good, or check the expiration dates, or when you last used them. Onion does go a long way. So we're going to take this onion, we're going to take some of it, put it in with the potatoes. Make sure there's enough onion in there. Then, on top of that onion, go ahead and take the cream cheese you have. Go ahead and put the cream cheese. Why is this so hard to get off of here? Yeah, that was hot. Yay! This is dangerous. Yeah, cream cheese, any kind you get is fine. If you can't do dairy and can't do lactose, this recipe unfortunately has a lot of dairy and a lot of lactose. However, You can substitute things, and you can find alternatives or even lactose-free items to use, which can be helpful, especially if you still want to try the recipe and you have lactose issues. Lactose-free, plant-based things can also be used, and it'll be relatively the same, just a little bit different, but whatever works for your body. So we got cream cheese, onion. You're also going to want to do some butter. So butter makes the butter. Tongue twisters are not my thing, okay? I don't do them tongue twisters. Well, I mean, I do some kind of twitch. Anyways, this is it's not necessarily butter, it's like a vegetable oil spread, because we don't use like actual butter sometimes. So just put some butter in there, a dollop of butter. Measure with your heart. Measure with your diabetic cholesterol. Not just joking, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not measure with the diabetic cholesterol. If you have cholesterol issues, use low-fat butters. If you have cholesterol issues again, and you don't want to use just butter, use vegetable oil spreads. Use things like sunflower butter, palm oil, avocado butter, things, nut butters. So, got the butter, cream cheese, cream of chicken. Alright. More cream of chicken. I like teaching people to cook sometimes. I never really get a chance to share recipes with people in a way of like actually teaching them how to make the same recipe. And then I remembered, hey, you have a Twitch and it's not against the rules to teach cooking, and I'm just like, whoa, I could do cooking streams. And I keep forgetting, because like most people think Twitch is for gaming and for like art and VTubing and stuff like that, but Twitch is just, it's a streaming app, and you can stream generally whatever falls underneath the TOS guidelines. And there's nothing against cooking, as long as you are not injuring yourself, setting stuff on fire, actively bleeding, or causing harm to yourself or someone else. Other than that, you're pretty good. Take the chicken broth. Twitch is almost all the things. Yeah. Take some chicken broth in there. This is gonna get very, very thick, but measure with your heart, right? So we got the chicken broth in there, so that's fun. Chicken broth, and wipe my hands because that's a little bit gross. I'm gonna do a little chicken bouillon to add a little bit of salt to this. A little bit of chicken bouillon to give that broth a little bit of flavor, just in case your broth is like low sodium or something and you want to add a little bit more. Just enjoy the food you make is my base thing. Enjoy the food you make. Let's do some onion powder and garlic powder. So a lot of garlic powder, because I like garlic, and if you have an opposition to garlic, well, I'm the one that worked as a hospital vampire, and you're saying you have an opposition to garlic? I'm the one that can't touch raw garlic here, but I love garlic. If I touch raw garlic with my hands, it burns my hands. So, we're just gonna be garlic. Oh, sorry. Sorry, but I like garlic. Got a bit of garlic in here. Just a couple tablespoons. Most people will be like, just, 1 or 2 cloves minced finely, and I'm just like, 2 tablespoons of garlic, because garlic be good for you and helps with your body. Garlic actually, if I remember correctly, the thing with cooking with garlic and onion is that garlic and onion happen to be natural medicine. So using, how do I explain this in a way that will be good to understand? Growing up, we were always taught to make a lot of foods with garlic and onion in them, especially natural growing garlic or wild onion, stuff like that. We were always taught to use that. One of the reasons is because we don't quite understand why, but garlic is good for a lot of ailments physically. And not only that, but when we would get sick with like a sore throat, we would be told, chew on a piece of garlic clove. Just chew on a piece of garlic clove. Whenever we were told that, like whenever we would have a sore throat or a toothache, if you had a toothache, cut a clove of garlic in half, place that clove on the infected area and just let it sit there and suck on it. And we would use it as a natural medicine. Now, one of those reasons, I'm not advising anyone do that, and if you can seek medical care, do seek medical care for those things. But one of the reasons that we did it, because we were used to natural medicines that would come from earth. And also just, it was one of those things we grew up doing. And generally getting to a hospital growing up wasn't always the easiest. So when you're kind of left surviving on your own, you gotta just do what you can. Sometimes that means using herbal medicine or naturally grown herbs from the garden just to be able to feel better. If you're having a stomach ache or your stomach's kind of nauseous, but it's not like sick to where you need the ER, we were taught, sip on some chamomile tea, or sip on some peppermint tea. Chew on some ginger. Things that would subside the nausea, upset stomach, stuff like that. If you had a headache and you didn't have any aspirin or ibuprofen or Tylenol, chew on willow tree bark. Willow tree bark is a natural medicine that is made into aspirin. A lot of people don't realize that. It's going to be bitter, it's not going to be great, but a lot of the natural medicines are not going to be the best flavor because they're naturally grown. That's one of the few things you learn growing up. At least that's what I was taught. Now, I may not have had the best time, but sometimes you learn a lot of things growing up, and it's okay to not be okay. But we were taught about a lot of natural medicines, and usually things you can grow in your garden, like say corn, potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, things like that, can be used for medicine as well. Like how you can take water and put lemon and cucumber in it, or take water and put cucumber in the water to help with like skin regimen, or help with drinking and burning fat and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that my grandma was like a holistic person. I would say that we were just more in tune with nature, and it was just kind of a cultural thing. How do I explain that? It was kind of cultural for us because my grandma was essentially really well known for herbal medicines and knowing how to treat the sick based off of the land and things we grew up with. She was a nurse at one point, but even before she was a nurse, these were just all things that she grew up knowing and being taught. And these are just part of our family tradition. Is to be healers and to help people through nature and help people with like ailments through food and natural medicine. But sometimes it is necessary to actually see a doctor, and so you do what you can. Trying to get this to go. Anyways, we're doing this. We have 2 viewers. Who's the other viewer? I gotta get this. It's becoming thick, so that's good. But I'm gonna throw in some parsley and some basil and some bay leaves. I don't have green onion or chives, so we're doing some improv cooking. A little bit of basil, and a little bit of bay leaf. I forgot to put the sour cream in there. Whoops. Currently making some spaghetti. I mean, I should probably do like a spaghetti stream sometime. Make some homemade spaghetti the way my grandma did. I could, technically. But I don't really feel like spaghetti right now. I'll have to do that. Okay, so I have a list of foods I want to cook and share with people. One of those things is to make please don't touch hot things because you could burn yourself. I want to make taco rice one of the streams, and I want to make like Spanish rice but with taco stuff, and I also want to make spaghetti one stream, but I also want to make an apple pie on one stream. So I have things I want to cook and I want to bake and I want to show people how to make, but I don't know, people don't really know me for my cooking on the internet or on streams, but people that I live with know me for my cooking, so well, technically my friends and family know what my cooking. Also, to make homemade French onion dip, if you don't have like a ready-made French onion powder, you could do onion powder, ranch seasoning, minced onion, throw it in some sour cream, which that's what this one, not this one, and then you have a homemade French onion dip that you can use for chips and veggies, and it's a little bit better than the Hidden Valley. So that's just the fun little quirky thing you can find out how to make. Fun little quirky dips and stuff. Okay, let's try to make sure we don't burn anything. So stir up the cream cheese, stir up the sour cream, stir up all that. And the chicken broth, cream of chicken, onions, garlic, everything else. Ooh, that smells good. But doing that, make sure that the heat's turned down to where you're not burning anything. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the picture I see of your cooking is, the pictures I see of your cooking is are amazing. Yeah, I do like taking pictures of the food I cook. Sometimes it's nice, but like, I was certified in culinary, and it was one of the trades from trade school that I had, but I never really went anywhere or did anything with it other than a state competition, which I got 3rd place in for catering. But I just feel like I probably should have pursued it, but currently I'm only streaming cooking streams whenever I can and when I can tolerate the pain, because I do have pain issues and sometimes I can't always make really intricate foods because of the pain. So I do it when I can, and I like to try and share what I can do with people to show them that even when I have these issues, and even if you have issues, you are capable of doing really amazing things. Even if it takes a while, or it takes longer than normal, or even if it takes longer cooking time than normal and you're having to take your time with it, that's fine. Go at your own pace, do what you can. If you have to improvise and use already pre-chopped stuff, or already minced stuff, or already made stuff, and add those together to make something, that's valid. It doesn't have to be fancy 5-star quality food. It doesn't have to be super pretty to look at. I mean, granted, aesthetically, that's nice, but not everything's going to be picture perfect all the time. And you know what? It's okay for it not to be picture perfect. It's going in your belly. It's not going to be picture perfect after you've already consumed it. Like, trust me. Yee. I don't even want to think about it. Come back up. But it's not going to be picture perfect inside your body. It doesn't have to be super picture perfect on the outside. As long as it's tasty, it tastes good, it's good food, and you like it, and you enjoy it. The look of it isn't going to matter too much, as long as it's good food. And as long as it's something you're able to do. Because if there's one thing I don't like about cooking in general, the only thing I don't really like is the stigma that people have and the ableism people do sometimes. I will be open and honest that I have a lot of pain issues I deal with. But it's okay because I know my tolerance and I know when to stop. Listening to your body, especially if you have pain issues and you're trying to do things, listen to your body. Don't push yourself too much to a point that you cannot do this another day. Listen to your body and do what you are able to do. Don't push yourself to a point of exhaustion. Don't push yourself to a point where you need to go to the ER. If you cannot make something, that's okay. If you have to make a microwave meal because you cannot sit there and do all the prep work or sit there and do all the cooking in your kitchen, you can do microwave meals. You are not being judged by other people, and you're not being judged for what you're eating. It's food you're enjoying, and if it's something you can do, the skill level should not matter. Just because I have culinary arts under my belt doesn't mean Joe down the street has culinary arts under his belt. I can't expect someone else to make the same exact food I can with the same exact skill set if that's not something they have. Say someone walks into the kitchen and they can't even make this, and they don't know how to cook very well, and the most they can do is putting 2 pieces of bread in the microwave with a piece of cheese between it and making a grilled cheese that way. I mean, if it works, it works. I'm not gonna judge you, but if you need help learning to cook, I will try to cook when I can and show people how to cook and make things, but don't try to push yourself or hurt yourself trying to attempt something. If you know you are capable of trying it when it comes to cooking, and you know how to be safe about it, then by all means try to. If you have someone that can supervise you while you're cooking so they make sure you're okay while you're cooking, get a buddy. Get a buddy to cook with you. Get a buddy to sit there and talk to you while you're cooking if you can focus like that. I don't know. Whatever works for you. We're all a little bit different, and sometimes what works for one person may not work for another. But just do what you are able to do. Don't try to break yourself doing something. No, I'm one to talk. I tend to push myself quite a bit, actually. Talking about taking care of yourself. yourself, and I'm over here like, good luck. I mean, I don't try to push myself too much. I'm getting better about it, but I do understand that I have limits. You could be the Bob Ross of cooking, life lessons with the context of food. I mean, I just think that cooking is kind of like a love language. And sometimes it's a love language that we speak to ourselves. What we put into our body shows like care towards our body. And also the fact that like people shouldn't hate themselves just because they chose to eat food. People shouldn't hate themselves just because they chose to eat. Food is something your body needs in order to survive or exist. And it provides your body nutrition, whatever level of nutrition that is. Some people, they don't get to eat actual food and they have feeding tubes, but they're still getting nutrition in their body. No matter your size, no matter your gender, no matter how you look on the outside, it is okay for you to eat food. And it is okay for you to want to feed yourself and for you to want to eat food. And I think a lot of people have a lot of stigma and have a lot of negativity thrown at them about eating food or what they're eating. Is the food good? Okay, then it's food and you enjoyed it and that's good. That should be the end point. It shouldn't be, oh, if you eat that, you're going to get diabetes. What you eat does not cause you to have diabetes. I know there's a lot of people that think what you're eating is going to cause you diabetes. But here's the thing about diabetes. I don't have diabetes. A lot of doctors are like, oh, do you have diabetes because you're a bigger person? No. I have the opposite. I have actual low blood sugar issues, not diabetes. I know, surprising, right? But what you eat does not cause you diabetes. A lot of people have misinformation about that. Diabetes is actually genetic. It's genetic, hereditary, and it's affected by sometimes your exercise. Sometimes it's affected by your body's just producing too much insulin on its own or not enough insulin. It's a genetic thing. It's not your diet. Granted, when you are diabetic, you do have to watch your sugar intake, but that's only because you are monitoring your insulin. And there's a lot of foods that have high insulin or have high sugars, which your body can't process the refined sugars, and that's understandable. But never shame someone for what they're eating, what they choose to eat, how much they choose to eat, because you don't know what they're going through. And never shame someone for if they decide, oh, I want to have a soda every once in a while. I don't drink soda, but I'm using that as an example. Or if someone wants to have a donut every once in a while. Don't shame them for just feeding their body. Like, that's one thing I try to reiterate towards people about healthy mental health and healthy mental health with food and stuff. You enjoy the food is good, that's all that matters. You're taking care of yourself. You're making sure you eat. And that's a positive. You do not have to starve yourself just to please the general public. The general public's opinion is not your opinion of yourself. And you know the truth about yourself. So, that's what I'm going to say on that. I wish I could do life lessons on cooking, but I don't think I'd be the Bob Ross of cooking. I know someone I wish could hear this. I mean, I'll probably publish the video after this. It'll probably be on my YouTube and my VODs for Twitch, so you won't be able to not share it later if you need to. So you'll be able to send it later. I could try and send you a link to the video later if you need me to. But don't be hard on yourself. Whenever your body needs food, don't be hard on yourself. You only have your one body you're dealing with, and your body is trying its hard just to survive every day. And your body is existing for you. You're getting up every day, your body's there for you every step of the way, and your body is constantly there going, hey buddy, I got you. And why not treat your body with some food, or tell your body, hey, thanks for helping me out, here's something to help you out. Like, I don't know, that's just how I look at it. I am currently trying to work through a lot of my issues around eating food because I had a history, trigger warning in advance for this one, I had a history of not wanting to eat. I had a history of not wanting to feed myself, not wanting to go near food, even though I loved how food looked. I was a very, very skinny person at the time, and I wanted to avoid food because I thought I would get fat. It wasn't the food that made me fat. And I will openly admit I am a pretty heavy-set individual, and I am 4'9", so yes, I'm very fat. But fat is not a bad word. Okay? It's not a bad word. We all have fat on our bodies, and that's okay. There are going to be people who are going to be mean about it. So what? People are always going to be mean. They probably don't understand, or they don't understand how to process their own feelings. And that's what therapy's for. But I used to have a really bad relationship with not wanting to feed myself. And I would avoid food. And I was super skinny. It wasn't the food that made me fat. It was the fact that I had a very overactive thyroid. Now, for those that don't know what the thyroid does for your body, the thyroid keeps your body's hormones level. It also allows you to have a metabolism. Some people, their thyroid is super active. Some people, their thyroid is way underactive and they can't lose weight. For me, my thyroid was at a point where I couldn't gain weight no matter what I would eat. And I was super active. The activity hasn't really changed. It's not about how much you're eating. It's not about the food. Enjoy food because you have one life. So enjoy the things you can. Be happy. Be happy with your life that you have, or try and make the most out of it, because you never know if you're guaranteed tomorrow. At least that's how it works for me. May not work for someone else like that, but try to make the best out of each day. And if that means having something really good food-wise, do it. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to harm anyone else. At least, hopefully, if it's not something you're allergic to. Maybe I should put more thought into that, but anyways. The thing is, I didn't have the best relationship with food. And I had a very overactive thyroid. And my doctors were like, your thyroid's way too active, so let's slow that down a bit. It got overcorrected, and that caused me to keep gaining weight no matter what I'd eat, no matter how much I exercise. Your thyroid affects your body a lot. And it's not just what you're eating, what you're drinking, or what you're putting in your body. It's also about your hormones, your body's metabolism, and hereditary and genetic stuff. And unfortunately, I don't come from a very skinny family. I come from a family that likes to eat. And we grew up with a very Southern Baptist eating regimen. So eating was a thing we shared with family, a thing we shared with church members. It was a big thing. But the bottom line is, as long as you are feeding yourself something, doesn't matter what, then I think you're doing good. And I think that you deserve it. Because you don't deserve to punish yourself. Because your body is the only one there for you 100% of the time, 24/7, 365 a year. So don't cause your body any more pain than you are already going through. Because you're the only one going to be there for you all the time. So be nice to your body and be nice to yourself. Don't hurt my friend. Anyways, let's go ahead and check on that potato soup. I'm gonna move this closer because chaos everywhere. Oh Jesus. Okay, that was not the best. It's in the light and stuff. Okay, so I've got this, and I'm gonna grab these. So we got this potato soup here. Looks good. But this will last quite a bit, and that is probably my meal prep for a week and a half, maybe. Depending. I might actually share that with the housemates and friends, so as long as there's a lot, I'm going to share it with other people, because I want to share good food with people. I just need to find a spoon so I can taste test this, make sure it's the right thing. Also, make sure you always cook from the heart and cook with love. Put love into your meals, and if you put love into every meal you make, it's probably going to be the best meal you've had. Making meals with love and care makes your meals taste a lot better. So generally, one of the things they do in cafes, like in Japan, is a lot of their meals in the cafes are generally made with love, care, and usually entertainment, or usually like happy dances or hearts and heart hands, and telling people, delicious, delicious, your food is now good, enjoy your food and make it make you full, kind of thing. Yeah, that is pretty good soup actually. That is really good. I'm gonna add ham to mine. I didn't put ham in the full pot because there's some people that don't like ham, and I'm not gonna force something that I'm a big fan of on someone who isn't a big fan of it. Always take other people's likes and texture preferences into consideration if you are cooking for other people as well. But this is the soup. This is the potatoes. They look really good and they're really, really soft, and they just disintegrate in your mouth. So bottom line, enjoy the food that you make. It's a really good soup. And enjoy making the food. And it doesn't matter if you have to go about this the quick and easy, cheap way, or super expensive, all my time gets invested in this kind of way. You just do what you can. And that was really good soup. Damn. Have fun with it. Put love and care into it, and it'll just turn out fine. I think as long as you're putting love and care into it towards yourself and stuff as well, you're taking the time to show yourself love and care as well, and showing your body love and care. And that's kind of important as well. I feel like I need to turn a light on. But yeah, that is today. Today's big cooking thing today was making potato soup and making something for your body, and taking into account that it is okay to feed yourself food, no matter what kind of food that is. And another takeaway, diabetes isn't caused by you eating a bunch of sugar. Because there are tons of food out there that have sugar in them. Apples, potatoes, rice. Hell, the frickin' banana you get at the grocery store has sugar in it and potassium. And you know what is good about bananas? If you're working in the sun or you're outside in the summer, bananas and their potassium actually helps your body. I like bananas. But I'm going to pour me a bowl of soup, and I'm going to enjoy that because I deserve it. So, yeah. I'm glad that you're full after your spaghetti. I'm trying very hard to get this in here. But I also want to put ham in mine, so there's that. I'll make sure that I've got all of that off the side. But I don't consider myself a professional, and I don't consider myself someone who would teach people cooking. But I'd rather people know how to cook some of the things that I know how, so I can share that with people. I like sharing food with people. At least in that sense. It's better to know how to make something and enjoy it than to keep it all to yourself. Because I don't want to keep all the recipes to myself. Sometimes I don't got the spoons to make this stuff and other people need to cook it. So, have fun. I'll put some ham in here because ham! Ponyo likes ham! But I'm doing ham. So I'm going to enjoy that. And I'm going to put that up. Got the ham in there. And of course, if you wanted to know how these ended up turning out, the potato crisps, well, potato skins that were baked, I seasoned them, but also, whenever you got these, don't normally do fried foods because my stomach hates it, but the crunch on these, it's a very good crunch. It's a very good crunch. And they're not bad. But enjoy the food you make. Enjoy the people you're with. Enjoy your body. And don't be too harsh on yourself. If you're not already, feel free to follow for more content in the future. Feel free to subscribe. I don't know, whatever you choose to do. I'm not going to force you to do anything. I'm not holding a torch to you and going, follow my channel. I'm not going to do that. But like, feel free to follow more content in the future. Subscribe if you want. Remember, your body's important. Take care of your body. If you take meds and need to take meds, take your meds. If you need to hydrate because you're a dehydrated person, drink water. Drink water. Get electrolytes in. If you want to do Gatorade, do Gatorade. You need to do like, I'm not going to advise people to drink coffee because I don't like coffee. But if coffee is the only way you're going to drink something, drink a coffee. I don't care. If tea is the only way you're going to drink water filtrated through the leaf juice, drink tea. Kool-Aid, the only way you're going to get water because it's flavored enough for you. And sugared. Just drink Kool-Aid. I don't know. Whatever you need to do to get some hydration going. Eat something small. Feed yourself. Take care of yourself. Mental health matters. Your mental health matters. My mental health matters. I'm slowly losing it. But take care of yourself. You're loved. You matter. You're valid. And enjoy the food that you do make from this. So, see you next time. And I hope the rest of your day or time zone, wherever you are, goes really well for you. Bye, everyone. See you next time.